Welcome to the MLB Prop Pick Show, powered by the Bat X. I'm Jon Metler. He's Josh Ingles.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, got it right this time.
Yeah.
Every time I go to say it in my head, I'm like, I gotta say Pringles. I almost gotta say Pringles before I say it every single time. Josh Ingles.
You do that where you overthink it so much and you're like,
Yeah.
I gotta say it like this, and then you beef it. Like that when we're on the air sometimes and like talking, like I'll just not say guys' first names if I'm like 98% sure what it is. If there's that 2%, I'm just like, nope, just going straight last name here.
Yeah, when you reference them as like, oh, he's the pitcher from Vanderbilt, like you reference their college or something that you're like, yeah, I kind of forget how to say his name. So, World Series Game 3 tonight, tied 1-1. Morning in the chat. Brian saying, go Jays. Nick Porto, morning. Perez, just here for the vibes. Well, we're here to win bets. Jingles 1-1 going into the Game 3. Are you Blue Jays fan? Are you happy with the 1-1 or you wanted more? You wanted the 2-0? I mean, you kind of, obviously there's the in play. The Dodgers could kill them. You leave with a split. Is that a good spot, bad spot for the Jays? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of ways you can spin it to like direct your narrative however you want it. But at the end of the day, you saw a Cy Young guy in Snell, and you saw people like, oh, that's one of the best pitching performances I've ever seen in the postseason. I thought Trey Savage's performance, his strikeout performance was better than that. That was just a pitcher hitting the spots and making all his pitches. And when I saw that curveball, because that was the thing, I'm like, maybe a splitter won't work. We've seen a lot of, he took it very personally. When a lot of guys' splitters aren't working, and then you're like, okay, here's a guy who's predominantly splitter stuff. His fastball sets it up, but there's a velo dropping it, and then his curveball, which he only throws like 16% on the season, and gets hit at like 210. It's not a great pitch, and then he dropped it on Vladdy, and then Vladdy's face after he saw that curveball and that strikeout, I'm like, oh fuck, he has everything. Once he got out of that inning, I was so scared because that was it. We had another 20+ inning first inning. I think we had 25 versus Snell. I think we had 20-21 versus Yamamoto. And then I think he cruised. Did he go like 18 straight guys? And it was so far from what we've seen from the Jays in terms of run up pitch counts and get stuff. Today, I think they get back to it because Glasnow is a different pitcher than Yamamoto for sure. But plus 165 is a good money line. But going back 1-1, yeah, I think we're in good shape, especially if you said that you saw an elite complete game for a guy who just was coming off a complete game. Then 1-1's pretty good.
It's funny because before Game 1, so I said I was betting Blake Snell to win MVP, and I also joked about, I was like, I feel like you could probably go Snell or Yamamoto. They're both 20 and 35 to 1. I roll with Snell. I said Yamamoto. I don't bet Yamamoto, and then Yamamoto throws the complete game. Snell gets lit up. Snell gets dead. It's not going to win at all. I mean, maybe if it goes Game 7, he throws 3 innings in relief and shuts the door. I don't know.
He should get Game 6, right?
Well, he'll get Game 5.
Oh, sorry, yes, Game 5.
But I don't think one good game, like if they close out in Game 5 and maybe if he throws
it's not
game, it's not it. It's not enough in my mind. You need to have like the 3 dominant performers. So Yamamoto's kind of set himself up. He only pitched twice though, but if he goes complete game 2, and then throws maybe like 7 inning shutout ball and they win Game 6, he probably has a chance. So
if they wrap it up on Snell night, then that's a tough break for Yamamoto, right, guys.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was saying I feel like maybe you could play both. I only played Snell. That one's dead. You have Alejandro Kirk, which is, I mean, if the Blue Jays win the World Series, Kirk is very much looking like potentially the MVP of the Blue Jays. He's had 2 really good games here. Do you have any thoughts on that market, or just rolling with the Kirk bet for now?
What's that? MVPs?
To win World Series MVP.
I used some greasy rewards points from DraftKings for Barger at 17 to 1 going into that game, because I knew he'd start. I knew he'd only not play versus the lefties, and I just thought pinch hit grand slam was just too much not to get at 17 and 1. And Ohtani still at the top of the board after Game 1 was kind of surprising.
Yeah, Perez saying Will Smith MVP plus 1,000 at Hard Rock. I think Will Smith kind of has an argument too there from the Dodgers side. I feel like you're always looming with that Ohtani Game 4 where he starts, and if he has a really good start and then say he has another home run, you're like, then all of a sudden it just takes to Ohtani. But we actually have 6 picks, 1 game. We have 6 bets between the 2 of us. So
I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's a good thing.
Let's get into these. We have one very conflicting bet. We'll both give our sides and we can break it down. You guys can decide which one you want to tail and who you want to back here. But we'll give you the first one here. You're going with the over in the game. You want to break this one down?
I thought you'd start with the other one. Going for the over. 8. This 8's probably going to move to 8.5, paying 20 points now on it. Should be gone a little later. I mean, we're 74 degrees. We're in LA. And let's give a shout out to Dave Roberts, who was complaining about the delays coming from Toronto to LA and if there was intent. So Dave Roberts can go, how do I say this? Maybe go F himself if that's what he thinks is an issue there. Hate to hear people set up complaints already, but 8 here. We're seeing a ton of walks. If you guys haven't noticed, there doesn't have to be 14 hits to get things going. There were 6 runs in the last game, 10 hits, and we've seen both of these pitchers give up walks. And Scherzer, as much as I do love him, there is that idea that we're not going to see the ALCS version of Scherzer. And if the Blue Jays can get into a bullpen, there's a reason Dave Roberts is terrified to throw his bullpen with Vesey not there, because they stink. They stink. And if Glasnow can only get sub 6, then there could be a lot of late runs. And the Jays have looked good early, getting on. I mean, they missed a couple opportunities early. Vladdy's ball off the wall in game 2 could have tacked on to that total. But 8 minus 120. This is anything but a game where both bullpens are going deep, where there's a lot of trust.
All right, so you're going over, which helps me kind of with my bet because I do have a home run bet here. I'm going to go Freddie Freeman to hit home run plus 400. Dodger Stadium, we talked about this throughout the postseason here. Dodger Stadium and Rogers Center, 2 ballparks. I mean, they're basically 1-2 the whole year for giving up home runs. So kind of keeps these home run markets in play. Max Scherzer, Matt, I think you brought up Max Scherzer. You know, he had the moment against the Mariners there where he yelled at Schneider and said, "I want to keep pitching." He had a good game. That was cool. It was fun. I love Max Scherzer. I just don't think he is still a good starting pitcher. I mean, it could look way different. I do think you're throwing him in game 3. Maybe I'll say that for my other bet breakdown. But Freddie Freeman's faced him 55 times. He has 3 home runs against him. A lot of those at bats were against the good version of Max Scherzer. I think he's only batting like 200, but you have 3 home runs. He's obviously hit him before. And the weather looks good. You're looking at like 75, wind blowing out to the pole side for Freeman at Dodger Stadium. It's going to be sunny, and I think it's like 5 mile per hour to right field there. So thought this should be closer to about like plus 320. So Freeman hasn't had the best couple games in a row here in the postseason, but he did have the double where he reached for it, and then he had a walk in the last game. So maybe the bat heats up a little bit. And take Freddie Freeman here plus 400 to hit a home run. Now we get into the conflicting bets. You're going Jays money line. You want to break this one down?
Yeah, Nick Porter saying, do you like the 8.5? The projection from the bat is 10.05 runs, so still plus EV on that number, minus 105. Jays money line plus 165. Speaking of the bat, they have this fair price. As Mr. Metler will not want to hear this because he's on the other side. Plus 110. Plus 110. We are at the finals, baseball finals, and you're giving me plus 165? I know there's a tax here. I get it, but the Jays can get to him early. Glasnow's not a guy who is typically 21 outs guy. He's not. He's a high pitch guy. He throws a ton of strikeouts that drives up that pitch count. He has command issues. Doesn't give up a ton of hits, but his pitches per plate appearance, pitches per batter, a little higher than Yamamoto's can be. So got to get to that bullpen. I don't care what it is. This bullpen has not been used. This bullpen has to get the dust blown off them to get into this game. These guys haven't pitched in what it seems like an eternity. And now you're going to put them into a high leverage situation. Dave Roberts has already basically told him, I don't trust you. I don't want to see you, but please don't blow this game for me. But they're probably going to. So yes, we could see another situation like we've seen a lot of the Jays games so far, 2-0 down early, giving up a run, super deflated, quiet in the barn. And then little bloop and a blast, a little something like that, some walks, some good base running, and then you're playing with the lead. 165 at the end of the day, it's just plus 165. I know Scherzer's not. I'm not betting on getting the exact same Scherzer, but I think we could get something in that line of 12 outs and 2 earned runs, and then hopefully hopefully Schneider's got a blueprint for that bullpen.
All right. I said it's conflicting because I'm going Dodgers money line minus 185, which is way less exciting of a bet. But you said plus 110. I was looking at the projections. I were looking at some other spots too. Had this about like minus 220. So the projections are kind of all over the place too. I was actually curious. I feel like this might be. So I bet this at the Score, which would also be ESPN in the States. I was wondering if this was more related to the fact that the Score is obviously heavily based in Ontario and they just have too much Jays money, because a lot of other spots are about like minus 200, minus 210, kind of close to that minus 220 that I was seeing for like a projection. So I was wondering if it's really just they have too much Blue Jays money in Ontario, and then that's why you're getting a slightly better price here on the Dodgers. You're talking about the bullpen, the Dodgers bullpen. It's not a good Blue Jays bullpen either, and they've used a couple of their guys. They used Hoffman, they used Dominguez. The Dodgers have already seen them. I do wonder, like, you're throwing Scherzer in game 3. I feel like that was kind of intentional, where you're like hoping to steal one, and because now it's 3 days in a row. So to use your bullpen guys, even just for their team to see them 3 days in a row, or even for them to throw 3 days in a row, that's a lot. I do wonder if this is a game where like first, second, third inning, if Scherzer's in trouble, if they even go get him, because you have 2 more days after this where you need to use those bullpen's arms. I feel like this is one of those games that could get away from them. I feel like they're throwing him in this spot because then at least sets up for the next game with Bieber, where you're like, we can use all our high leverage guys. They didn't throw yesterday. I'm not sure if they're going to run out to save Scherzer if he gets in trouble. And then he's facing guys who he's had a lot of at-bats against, a lot of lefties. He's been struggling against lefties. He gave up 13 home runs, 185 at-bats in the regular season to lefties. So I go minus 25. You can pick whatever side you want to go with. I'm going to take the Dodgers here on the money line. And then you hate it. I know. I'm sorry.
That's fine. No, that's fine. We should open up one of those call centers, right? In the next 5 minutes, call in 555-267, and then one side gives out the Jays, and then 50% we give out the LA money line. So 50% of our callers get a winner, and then you just keep going half. You know that old scam?
I don't really, but
what? You don't know the call-in scam? Call in.
No.
I got the answers to these games, like the original touts on the air.
I think that might be slightly before my time.
Stop it. You're not that young. Goodness gracious.
I'm like 10 years younger than you.
What?
How old are you?
I was born in 1983.
Yeah, I was born in 91. So 8 years.
Fuck. Did you guys know that, chat? 91. He's a 90 guy. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, that's fine. But it's not before your time. You don't know the days of dial-up internet, that's for sure. Stu Finer special. That's it. That's exactly what it is. Thank you, Perez. You just call in and you bet both sides, and you do it with football spreads where there's a split, right? So half the callers who call in get the right pick, and they're like, "Wow, I'm going to call back." That's your free pick, and then you get 50% of them. That's it. There's the scam. There's today's scam. Awful pick, by the way.
Bobby Newport saying Grandpa Jingles cracking eggs of knowledge on Baby John here.
Yeah.
As long as I've been sports betting, I've had access to, like, it's always been on the internet on a sports book. So I know I've heard of times from people that I've talked to who are older where it's like, you like literally call the guy or that type of thing. So mine's always been internet based. So it's
Look
funny.
Look at you. Mr. DVD, we'll call you. Mr. DVD. Never had to rewind your VHS tapes.
No. All right, you got an SGP for both starting pitchers. You want to break that one down?
Yeah. Good to see our man Adam in the chat. Haven't seen him for a while. Good to see him on the baseball spot. He's looking at the same thing I'm looking at. Walks have been a giant talk about within these playoffs, because guys you can't miss your spots. So guys are willing to give up free bases, and we're seeing some really tight zones. We're seeing the best umpires that are maybe not as generous as some, and we're going both guys over 1.5 walks here. Both guys in their starts have hit multiple walks in the postseason. Both of these guys, come on, Josh, pull it together. It's been a long weekend. Both of these guys, when they played each other back in August, hit the over, multiple walks, 3+ walks on both of them. And what we've seen so far of Glasnow is that he'll get 90+ pitches. So that's a safe one. The Scherzer one, is very interesting from a price point because you can see plus 130 right now down to even money. So we're at that point of the day where this prop market's starting to even out, and there's a big difference in pricing. Plus 300 is at DraftKings, plus 260 at 365. But if you got a book where you can't put it together, go get the Scherzer over 1.5. And then I think you can get that plus 125, plus 130. That's the best spot. I just don't see it, right? We've seen, especially early in the innings, guys taking walks. And the Jays are just going to be, especially after a game where they got away from their strengths. They had a ton of at-bats where they were sub-4 pitches. They got to go back to it. Glasnow's a guy who can get deep into counts, and the Jays are going to work him. So I like that. And Scherzer, I mean, when that curveball is not landing, guys are just going to spit on it, and they've seen him a lot. So there's a lot to like on this. Walks early. Glasnow has the leash, but from what we've seen of these guys lately, walks are in the cards for sure. Walks are better than hits in the postseason.
Chat saying, be kind, please rewind. Multiple people said that. What is that?
You don't understand? You don't know that either?
No.
Oh my God. So like from? You used to watch a VHS tape and then you couldn't just send it back. You had to rewind it.
Was that with Blockbuster?
For whatever your video place of de jour was back in the day. But they used to use that. It used to be a little sticker on it that said, be kind, please rewind. But underneath it was the security thing. So if you tried to steal something and walk out, the security thing would go off.
$2 fee. $2 fee if you didn't rewind it? How'd they catch you?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, $2 fee.
How would they even know it was you?
Because you dropped it off in the box. You're the last one to have it.
Okay.
Oh, you young people are so weird.
Well, I remember going to Blockbuster, but I was like really, really young. Like I definitely wasn't the one rewinding the tape.
Yeah, you probably didn't. You're one of those guys.
As these Nick Person Night one isn't too young to not know VHS rentals. Yeah, I also have 3 older sisters, so I feel like they probably took care of that when they're like considerably older than me. So I feel like they probably took care of that.
You used to have like a thing that it was just you just plug it in and it just rewind the tape. Didn't play it, it just rewound the tape.
Yeah, I definitely remember VHS isn't going to Blockbuster, but I was pretty young, so I don't totally know all the things.
If I gave you a cassette and you were listening to the radio, would you know how to record a song off the radio? With a cassette?
No.
He doesn't know the 2-button push. He doesn't know the record play push move.
Okay. No, my music downloading would have been like LimeWire, just giving the computer a ton of viruses. That's what I remember. That's what I remember about music. All right, I also have an SGP here. We're going all over the place here. I feel like history lessons in the chat. SGP here with the World Series. So I'm gonna go. I bet this at FanDuel is like plus 2,200, boosted by 27%, and then up to 28.98. Freddie Freeman home run, like that's a straight bet. Dodgers money line, obviously like that's straight bet. I'm gonna throw in Max Muncy here to hit a home run as well. So this is plus 28.98. Like I said, Scherzer struggled against lefty. Max Muncy homer last game. I feel like a lot of time in postseason, when someone gets hot, they continue to be hot. I feel like that's just kind of how the postseason always seems to play out. Like one guy homers one day and you're like, oh, he won't homer again, but he's just the guy running with the hot bat. I think he now is tied or leads the Dodgers with most postseason home runs. So he's clutch. He's been here in a ton of spots. He also has a home run against Scherzer. I'm not sure how many at-bats that really will be. It honestly might only be one at-bat against Scherzer. I do like the angle from when you're parlaying home run props that, like I said, I don't know if this is a game where the Blue Jays run out with their best relievers. Like if Scherzer's down 3-4-0 in the 3rd or 4th inning, you're not going to go throw out Hoffman and Dominguez. This is 3 days in a row. This isn't 2 days in a row. It's 3 days in a row. They've already seen these guys. You don't want them to see them a bunch. I feel like it could be one of those, just let the Dodgers have it, throw the back end of the bullpen. You're hoping to get lucky type thing, and they keep it close, and maybe you steal the game at the end. But I just feel like if Scherzer gets in trouble here, you get to see the B relievers, and then that's kind of when you want home run props and stuff. So I'm going to parlay those together, plus 28.98. Trey Max saying Dodgers are going to run the score up at home. Yeah, it's also good hitting weather too. So you don't really get these. It's been such a rare
73 degrees.
Yeah, it's been such a rare postseason. Like think of all those postseason where it's like in St. Louis, it's like 40 degrees, like the wind, there's like it's cold, like it's just horrible for hitters. Like it's 73 degrees. It's sunny, the wind's blowing. Oh, this is like a regular season game, and you're kind of getting the same in Toronto. This is such a rare, like, kind of postseason run. We've had a lot of good, like, hitting ballparks kind of survive through. So, I mean, you would almost this honestly,
what are the young kids? What do the young kids call the hoods that you put on? Shiesty? Is that what it is? No, come on, man.
I'm
Jesus,
struggling.
you're my connection to the young guy. But no, like guys wearing like full hoods in Philadelphia because it's like 5 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be indoors. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's called a shiesty.
I've been to like at Comerica Park with postseason games, and you're like winter jacket, like snow pants, like gloves, like you're like, wow, I can't believe they're even playing in this outdoors, and it's October. So this is not like that at all. I don't know. I brought up a couple times, where do you stand on like the Blue Jays bullpen? Like you got to be very careful with how you manage game 3 here, because you don't want it because of the 3 in a row, right? And both teams don't really have good bullpens. So I feel like that even amplifies it even more.
Well, Dominguez looked good the other day, but Ben Nicholson Smith. I probably butchered his name. He's the Sportsnet reporter. He was talking today or yesterday. Celsius. What's that? It's an accurate measurement, not those wacky numbers you have there south of the border. He was talking about that. Schneider was saying that he's willing to throw his arms 3 days in a row. Like he's already said that he'll do that. I don't maybe agree with it, but like when they pan to the bullpen and you see Louis Varland's short pants and his ankles hanging out, you're like, that's all to me. That is, and I like Varland, but his fastball isn't deceptive. I mean, it's 99, but like if you see 6 pitches in an at bat and you've seen it, he gives up the loudest contact in the world. So he's one of the high leverage guys, but he can absolutely give up some tags. And then you have the guys on the left side. Fisher couldn't throw a strike again. There is issues with the Jays bullpen giving up hard hits and then not hitting the zone as much. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. You do have Bassett. So I don't think Schneider's smart enough to piggyback his guy because he's had opportunities, but he hasn't shown us so far. I'm not saying he's not smart. He's coaching and managing the World Series. He just hasn't shown an ability or willingness to go starting pitcher, piggyback to try to get 6 or 7 innings in. He'll go straight to the reliever after Scherzer and then maybe bring in some middle relief and maybe Lauer or Bassett.
I'm glad you brought up Bassett, because that was the guy I was kind of looking at. I feel like that's the play where you go Scherzer to Bassett, and then from there, depending on how the game is playing out, then you decide, am I going Dominguez, Hoffman, those guys, or am I going the other way because the game's not in reach, right?
When you want the leverage guys in the leverage situation before being a donkey and be like, oh, it's close, and it's gone.
I agree with, like, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I feel like Scherzer's in this spot because, like, if Scherzer gets through 4 and like it's the game's still close, then you decide. It's like,
he's not going to go B arms. He won't go B arms. He'll manage for the day. He won't manage for game 4.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I would think you're looking.
He trusts his guys too much. He's a bro, right? Like that's who he is. He's not an overthinker.
See, because I would think you would want to play it as Scherzer. You hope to get lucky with Scherzer, and then you decide from there if we're going high leverage or low leverage guys. But you're saying he's just gonna, like, I would agree. Like if it's bases loaded, 1 out in the 4th, you bring in Hoffman there. That's how I would manage it. But like I don't.
He won't go Hoffman. Like his middle guy, high leverage will be Louis Varland today.
Louis Varland.
Yeah,
but
scares the hell out of me.
I was kind of looking at as you probably go Scherzer, Bassett, and then actually I should have said that during the SGP breakdown. Max Muncy has 2 home runs off Chris Bassett. That's also why I threw Max Muncy in there, because I like the matchup with Scherzer, and then I was also hoping like if Bassett's the next guy that comes up, he has good numbers against Bassett too. So Chris McCauley saying, I think you see Lauer tonight. Yeah, I feel like that's another guy where it's like we're using him. We're hoping if they keep it close, great. Then we go to the high leverage guys. But if we don't keep it close, it's okay. We go to Bieber tomorrow. And
I think that would be my preferred blueprint. Would be Scherzer. I mean, Scherzer's out total right now is at 12.5, paying plus money to the over. So let's assume that the market is somewhat correct. We'll say he gets his 4 innings in. Okay, and then they probably pull him versus what? It goes through the order twice, and then the move to pull him is probably versus Ohtani, right? So I think that's where like bring in the lefty to face Ohtani, righty, Ohtani, Betts, and then Freeman. So I think Scherzer gets his 18 batters, and then that's it. So if you're live betting and looking to see where the outs total is, that's probably the spot where he comes out. And then hopefully 18 batters there for him. And then I think Lauer, if we can see Lauer one time through the order and then maybe dips out after once, which one's the righty? Muncie's the righty, right?
No,
or Will Smith's the righty.
Will Smith's righty.
Sorry, yes. Body types are the same. Yeah, and then I think that's where they bring in the righty. So if that's what you can get, if you can get 18 batters from Max, and then 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 12 from Lauer would be perfect. But I don't think that's the way it's going to go.
Myron saying Louis Varland is going to get overexposed in the series and get lit up by the Dodgers. So you're saying Schneider, that's something Schneider doesn't talk about. He's not worried about that type of angle.
Bro, he threw Hoffman in game 6 for 30 pitches, right? Like, yeah, he had no qualms about it in the ALCS about here are my 4 guys. I'm just going to trot them out every time. And that's why I was so excited when he brought Bassett out in game 7. You're like, finally, a different look, a pitcher that doesn't have 2 pitches.
Because Cardi was talking about that last show that he read something about the Dodgers, and Dave Roberts was talking about he used to be quick to the bullpen, and then now he's leaving the starters in longer because there's that element of you don't want the bullpen arms to see, you don't want them to be seen so many times like in a series, right? And then he said that was like kind of an adjustment. It used to be like starting pitchers don't give them a third time through the order, but he's like, then the switch was the relievers are going multiple times to the same part of the order day after day after day. And he's like, well, that's not good either. So it does feel like there's kind of 2 different managing styles here where Dave Roberts is going that angle and maybe Schneider's going the other way.
When I hear that, I just think like that's bullshit. No, it's bullshit writing narrative. Like it's easy to write. It's easy to write narratives that you can make up, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and Dave Roberts' bullpen sucks, and his best bullpen arm outside of maybe Sasaki is not there. And he has elite starting pitching. Like he's going to run those guys 110 pitches because they're awesome, right? Not because he doesn't want his bullpen overexposed, blah, blah, blah. No, like it's simple. Keep it simple. Your starting pitcher is good. No one's touched him. You don't need to overthink it and take him out, even if it's a 4th time through the order, if they've done nothing through 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yes, it makes sense. The narrative makes sense. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know if that's 100% fitting. Would he be doing that if he had the Blue Jays rotation? No. Probably not. Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's pretty easy to manage when you're like, yeah, just go get a complete game, and then I'll throw my other Cy Young tomorrow guy, and yeah, you go 8 innings. So Darren saying -200 money line is a lot of juice, putting it with a parlay with 2 home runs, putting Toronto +5 instead for a better payout. It was 3 legs to get the boost, so that I had to put a third leg in there to get the boost. Didn't really feel like didn't really find a third home run guy. I was looking at Kiki Hernandez, it would have been like 250 to 1, but like to get 3 guys to hit home run that's a lot.
I do like that parlay for Jays fans. Like if you're gonna little hedge there,
yeah. So it was more to get the boost, and what was I gonna say?
Toronto +5.5. I want to know why you went 5.5 and not 4.5. That's it.
Yeah, it was more to get the boost. Also, if you get a home run from Freddie Freeman and a home run from Max Muncy, you probably should win the game. Imagine the Jays win like 11-2 and it's 2 solo shots. That would be.
Can we talk about credit card companies sponsoring Stand Up for Cancer ads?
Yeah, how do you feel about the Jonas Brothers as a?
No, I did. I blame MasterCard. MasterCard probably paid the Jonas Brothers. That's who's paying them. You're like, okay, here's a good moment. And let's be honest, right? Like you're like, yeah, it's just like there's always a time, but like it's the middle of a game. Is that it? Okay, cool. And then you see the Buck signs, and you're like, okay, I get it. Like this is awesome. And then you're like, oh, sponsored by MasterCard. You're like, you fucks. Like you had this chance, and like you had to monetize it. You monetized disease. Is cancer a disease?
Illness.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but I don't think. It was just super weird for the moment, and then to pivot, you're like cancer, MasterCard, Jonas Brothers, and then the game was so flat just after that. You're like, there's probably a better way to do that.
Apparently the Jonas Brothers at Grey Cup wasn't enough for Canada.
They were at the Grey Cup?
Or maybe
they had the best managers in town.
No, the Grey Cup hasn't happened yet. Maybe they are at the Grey Cup this year?
No, the Grey Cup's MGK. The Grey Cup's MGK.
Oh, is it? Oh, so previously? I have no idea what's going on in the CFL, so I can't.
There's the irony from Derek. Credit card companies are cancer. Yes.
We monetize everything and look to exploit everything. Yeah. You know what I feel like the best sponsorship, you know what people should start doing is doing there's no commercials now brought to you by, like, we're paying out.
Oh, I'm your buddy. Yeah, I'm looking out for you.
Yeah, like, so, like, this is commercial free. Like, you know, like the red zone thing, commercial free. We're running this game commercial free the next 3 innings or whatever. And it's brought to you by boom, and flash the logo on the screen. We don't go to commercial, and then you buy out the commercials. That would be good. That's way better marketing, in my opinion.
Oh, we got to start a company.
Yeah.
That's it.
Marketing company, side marketing company.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the easiest way. How do you get away from that? So,
tricking people into thinking we're here for you.
Yeah, we're here for you. We buy out the commercials. But here's our ad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, we have 6 bets. You're going over 8. I'm going Freddie Freeman home run. You got Jays money line. I got Dodgers money line. You got the Glasnow Scherzer walk parlay. And then actually, for a second there, to add to that, Glasnow has not great numbers against Vladdy and Springer, and then he's really good numbers against everyone else. That probably sets up really nicely where you're like, he may as well just pitch around those 2 guys. Like, it makes sense to what you're betting there. So I was thinking about that when you're breaking that down, like pitch around those 2 guys. Then at SGP, I got Freddie Freeman home run, Max Muncy home run, Dodgers money line. That's 28-1. Those are our 6 bets. We'll be back tomorrow for Game 4, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. Good luck with your bets. Enjoy the game. Jingles, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.